May the 25th, Tuesday, at about 5 minutes to 10. We are on our way to California from Phoenix. We were in town a little bit longer than expected. The dentist appointment was a fiasco. It wasn't a disaster, but it was definitely an experience. So, so let's see. We got in Sunday evening or Sunday morning, actually. Got our load dropped. Got up to the Swift lot. We were going to just sleep there until we could check into the hotel, but I called the hotel and they said no, they have a room available. Go ahead and come up. So we went up to the room, and I was exhausted and tired. Alex had slept all night, so I thought he was going to be awake, and I ended up staying up, and Alex ended up sleeping. So, which is fine. I mean, you know, we had nothing to do anyhow. So sister came up. We went over and had Chinese at Lynn's, and then we came back, and I think I finally went to sleep. Oh, I came back and played on the computer for a little bit. Played a Star Wars game, and I think I finally laid down to go to sleep about 7 p.m. Yeah, and I slept all the way through. Then my appointment was in Chandler on the 101 and Ray, for anybody that's familiar with that area, and at 7:30. So I got up at 5:30, took a shower, because we were also supposed to do our physical, DOT physical, so I wanted to make sure that my balls were clean. So I got up and I took a shower, and hi Virginia. So I got up, took a shower, asked Alex if he wanted to go or if he wanted to stay. He wanted to go, so we went ahead and packed everything up and checked out of the hotel. And I expected, morning traffic, so I got up, so early. And we took the 202 around instead of the 10, so we didn't have to fight through the tunnel, and ended up being an hour early to the dentist. So we, once I arrived there and found out where it was, we ran to the closest Dutch Bros, got us some coffee, and then came back and sat at the dentist's office until it was time to check in, which was good because I needed to do the online, the e-check-in, like fill out all the papers and your history and all that stuff that they have you do. And so then I went inside, and it wasn't letting me complete the e-check-in. So I told her, I was trying to do the e-check-in. She goes, your appointment is until June 8th. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, go ahead and cancel it, because I'm a truck driver. I'm in town today. When I called on Friday, my normal dentist, which is the Tempe Modern Dentistry, they did not have the ability to fit me in, so they had me call here. I called and talked to somebody here who said 7:30 today. And she goes, that's okay, I'll go ahead and get you checked in, we'll work you in. And I'm like, I really appreciate that, because it was an emergency appointment. So I just went over and they called me back to do the x-rays, and then I went into the examination room. The doctor came in, he's like, yeah, so here's the problem. You have a fissure on molar number 33, which was the back molar on the bottom right, in the root area. So down the back of my tooth, I had a fissure, which was why it was hurting. And the one next to it, which I had the crown done on in a root canal last year, also. So both of those had crack, and they were not savable because they were cracked down the tooth. So he said they needed to be extracted. His doctor, the one that does the extractions, is different than the regular dentist, I guess. Anyhow, he said that he didn't have any availability But because of the situation, he said, we could do it on Thursday if I can make it Thursday. I said, I'm in town today. I get into Phoenix every 2 to 3 months because I'm a over-the-road trucker, and so I actually got in today because I have a physical to do, and everything was falling in place. And he's like, okay, well, let's find out. So, long story short, they were able to call another office that they use for the extractions and that oral surgeon, and they were full, but because they were just doing extraction, they said that they could work me in at 3 o'clock. They would stay late to take care of my extraction, because I'm a truck driver and understanding the situation, so, which was really awesome. So I went ahead and then we ran back to Swift to go get our DOT physical. We walked into the clinic and like, yeah, we're here for our DOT physical, and she's like, okay, well, you'll have to come back on Thursday. Thursday must be the magic day, because the clinician or whatever, the doctor, she took a couple days off, so she wasn't there today. Damn it. So I said, okay. So we still need to figure out when and how we're going to do our physical. And so I have an idea that if they can get us into Phoenix on the Sunday before the 13th, June 13th, if we can get into Phoenix on Sunday, June 13th, we can leave the truck in Phoenix. We can get up in the morning, do our physical, and then take the van to Vegas. And that way I'll have a vehicle in Vegas, and that way I can get Alex at the airport, and I can pick up Lonnie at the airport, and then that way we can take care of our physical on Monday and then get there. Alex doesn't fly out until Tuesday, so that would give us time to get there and whatever, get checked in the hotel, and then we can get Lonnie, and then that would just mean that we would have to get up in the morning and drive back on Saturday. And I don't know how that would work out. I mean, it sounds great, but then the truck would be in Phoenix. That would be the problem. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know where to park in Vegas. So I'll talk to my driver leader and see if we can't work it out. Because that would be a better situation anyhow, to be able to leave the truck in Phoenix, drive to Vegas in the van. That way Alex can fly out while I'll have the van running. And then, so I don't know, we'll work something out. But anyhow, so after we left the clinic, then we went and had lunch. We went to the Korean barbecue place, and it was acceptable. And then we went to the dentist. So we got there, and we got there actually really early. I got there like I want to say between 2:30 and 2:45, super early. So I thought if they're going to work me in, if I'm there early, and they have those, they might be able to get me in even earlier. So, so I got there. I filled out their forms that they wanted online. So it was done. They took me back, did X-rays. So they also did an extraction and a bone graft. By doing the bone graft, it did a couple of things. Number one, I only bled for like maybe 2 or 3 hours. I haven't been bleeding. It's just like very light tinted saliva now, so it's not even bleeding, like because they put the bone graft in the hole where the tooth came out of. But anyhow, also that allows me to have a bone there so that if I decide I want to get the implants will be able to get put into that. It just takes 4 months for it to heal to be able to use the bone, the implants. And then after you do the implants, then you have to go back to the dentist and they create the crown that goes on the implant. So, long story short, our insurance, we have just the basic dental. It only covered 80% of the extraction. The extraction was, the insurance paid $144, and I had to pay $32 of the extraction. The x-rays were covered 100%, and the office visit was covered 100%. So the insurance covered about $250. My out-of-pocket for that was $1,290. So they didn't cover the bone graft. They didn't cover the sutures. They didn't cover the medication to numb. Crazy. And they do not cover the implants. So the implants would be another visit, and that would be about $3,000 for them to install 2 implants. And then I would have to go back to my dentist after the implants were installed for them to put the crowns on it. And the crowns are whatever, I don't know how much is covered on the crowns, but that's a lot of money. We're looking like total $5,000 for my 2 wisdom teeth in the back right bottom. I think I'm okay with just having a gap back there. I don't think I need anything there. But I have 4 months to decide because it takes that long for it to heal before they can do anything. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So there's that. That's what happened. But because of the numbing and stuff, they suggest that I do not operate a vehicle for 12 hours. We got done about 6 o'clock with all that after they did the x-rays, worked me in, did all the stuff, then run it through insurance, bring back, show me what the cost is. I had to do my payment of it, blah blah blah. The extraction was super quick. It took about half hour for the numbing because since I was only doing local, I wasn't getting put under. They had to make sure it was completely numb, so they gave me shots, and then they came back and gave me more shots. Y'all, let me tell you, that was some crazy stuff. He put the thing on the tooth, wiggled my head back and forth a couple times, and pulled it. I heard it, the crunch and the ripping. Ugh. And then the other one, he's like, that one might be a little bit harder because it had a root canal, so the teeth are usually a little more brittle. Because the back one, he said, it flew out. Once the root popped, it flew out. And then the other one, it was a little more trouble, a little more pressure and stuff, but it came out with no problem. I didn't feel a thing. It didn't hurt at all. The only thing that hurt was just the initial shots putting that numbing into the nerve. My whole side of my face felt like it was drooping. I couldn't tell if I was slobbering or swallowing. My tongue was all numb. Even all the way up to my eyeball was kind of numb. But I didn't feel it. And then they put the cadaver bone in there, which he said it's a sterile bone. It has no cells, but so then it'll take my cells on and grow and everything, whatever. And then he put in some sutures, had me bite down on gauze, sent me on my way. So the procedure was pretty quick. The longest thing was just waiting for the numbing and then waiting in between his regular patients. So, but it was pretty good. But because I couldn't drive, and then Alex had been awake since like 5:36 in the morning, our original plan was for us to like head out. Well, we didn't plan on having an extra appointment in the afternoon. We planned on doing the dentist in the morning, our physical, and then Alex would be able to sleep in the truck, and then we could leave out Monday night. Well, that didn't happen since we had that additional appointment. So I contacted my driver later and I'm like, hey, I cannot operate a vehicle for 12 hours. Alex has been awake since 6:30 this morning, hasn't slept. He's not going to have the ability to drive through the night. Can we just get a hotel room and stay and then leave in the morning? She said that works. So we ended up going back to the hotel and getting a room, and then we left out this morning. Just picked up our empty trailer at the Walmart distribution center, and now we are on the road headed to Rupa Valley, California. We don't have a load yet. This is just a move, so it's moving us to where the freight is. So anytime I could receive load information to find out where we're going. So as of right now, we'll get to the terminal and sit and wait for a load. But at least we're going to be where the loads are. More than likely, they will have us set up and ready to go sooner. When I stop here in a little bit, I'm going to update my PTA, and then that will let the planners know when we'll be in, and that way they can plan us out. So, all right, y'all. Well, that's it. I just wanted to give you an update. It's been a couple days. I know I said we were going to start out yesterday, and so just give you an update of what's up. Be blessed. Stay safe. Mask up, socially distance if you need to. Wash your hands at all times. That's just a good practice. And get your vaccine if you can. So, love y'all. Take care. I'll update you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, yeah. Big hole.